So I didn't make many rep teams or anything like that, and it was my mum in those times who was really like, well, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. But if you're still enjoying it, then why not keep playing, keep working towards it? What can you do? I started playing netball when I was very young. I would have been almost as young as you can be, which is like, 7, 8. And I played for my school team, which my mum coached. And that was probably the main reason I played. She always played when she grew up. And she played, I think, for Canberra when she was maybe like in her teens. So yeah, she wanted to coach at the school. All my friends wanted to play, so got involved. Everyone thinks being coached by your mum would secure you like more favourable treatment or something like that. You get to play the good positions. But my mum, if you ever meet her, is like the sweetest human being ever. And so she was so worried that it would come across that way, so went like completely the other side of it. So I played a lot of goalkeeper, a lot of wing defence, which has probably helped me now. And I sat on the bench probably the most because she was so worried that the other parents would get angry at her. But that aside, I did really love it. It's something that we still share now as one of our major passions, so I'm really glad that we got to start off that way too. But yeah, mum for me has always mentored me through. And I think players as well, that you have in your teams. I mean, we've just got so many different characters in our team now that you learn little things from everyone. So obviously Laura Langman, from an on-court perspective, plays similar positions to me. Her work ethic, the way she plays, the way she thinks about the game, she's definitely mentored me in that role. Then even people like Steph Wood, the way she approaches the game and the way she thinks about netball in terms of it not being everything in the world and really putting that netball life balance into perspective is a really good thing. Laura Sherry, and someone else I grew up playing with, just dots all her I's, crosses her T's, does everything right. I think you can take little pieces from a lot of people. I think every coach has some sort of influence on your netball career. I was really lucky, actually. Laura Sherry, who plays in our team, her mum was my school coach for a while. And so she had quite a big influence on my career because she picked me up probably grade 9 to grade 12. So I had a decent amount of time with her, and she had a lot of experience behind her as an ex-Firebirds coach and working at the AAS. So I was really lucky as a young player to have someone who had that knowledge and experience. And then Kylie Byrne, who's our assistant coach, had a massive influence on me at A&L and state level. So yeah, I've had some incredible coaches over the years, but I think those two particularly, and of course Knowles now, had a really big impact on my netball. Knowles is just a completely different coach to what I've had before, and her and Kylie probably balance each other out really well because Kylie and I really like to analyse things and sometimes overthink it, I think, whereas Knowles will just be like, it's not that bad, it's okay, it'll get there. And she really wants to build on those strengths that you have as a player, so she really wants to know what you think you're good at and how you can make it better. And I think what Knowles and Kylie have both done for me is really make sure I'm a part of the process in developing what sort of player I want to be, and that's definitely been beneficial. I love watching the improvement over even like an hour session. It doesn't even have to be week on week, but you can see just the little skills they pick up, which for me is so rewarding because I think at my level, it's a bit more difficult to improve over one training session. It all accumulates up and things like that. But to watch these kids like start off with like a skill as simple as like change of direction or something like that, and they understand it and it starts to click for them, that's really rewarding, and I really do enjoy that. And I do just love the excitement as well, just that it reminds me of why we play netball, that pure joy. It's really nice sometimes because training day in, day out, sometimes you just forget why you're there, and it's good to go back to that little girl inside of you who just absolutely loves it. Definitely say my mum has been one of my biggest mentors because I definitely wasn't one of the kids that got picked up in teams when I was younger. I was quite short back when I first started, which is why I played centre court as a younger player, and now I'm probably quite tall for a centre court. So I didn't make many rep teams or anything like that, and it was my mum in those times who was really like, well, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. But if you're still enjoying it, then why not keep playing, keep working towards it, what can you do more? And it was never about, she never said that I deserved to be there more than anybody else, or that the players that were selected weren't the right choice. It was always just, what they're looking for right now. And so I think it was good because I never had this negative perception towards people who had gotten in, but also I knew that it wasn't just because I wasn't good enough, so that was nice. And my dad, bless his soul, he's been watching netball since I was 7. But his advice when I was younger would always just be run hard, don't stop, which is like, I think something he got from the army, or I don't know, it's terrible netball advice. But whenever someone says, what's the best advice or what's the mantra, that's the first thing that comes to my head. And so it's not applicable at all, but run hard, don't stop.